Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for February 28th. We are looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair. This pair closed down, broke previous session's support, although did not break. If you take a look at support from the past several days, didn't break it. We are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 81.05, possibly going down to 79.77. Look for some resistance around 81.00 and look for some support around 79.95. Now the Euro-USD pair, this pair created a second inside bar, actually broke it by 1 pip already. We are looking for this pair overall to be moving to the upside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 135.77, possibly down to 133.13. Look for some resistance around 134.86. and look for some support around 133.75. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair closed strong to the upside, ran into previous areas of resistance and then pulled back a little bit prior to the close. We see a strong move so far in this new session. A close above this high, of course, would definitely mean we're moving to the upside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 1.6027. possibly down to 157.33. Look for some resistance around 159.25 and look for some support around 158.25. Now the US Swiss, this pair has created an inside bar for the second day in a row, second session in a row, has not broken it as of yet. Looking for it to move to the downside, possibly on a reversal going as high as 0.9053. possibly as low as 0.8868. Look for some resistance around 0.90 or 9,000 rather. Look for some support around 0.8925. Now, as far as news announcements go, we actually have quite a few news announcements going into this next session. We have the German unemployment change for February being released at 3:55 a.m. Eastern Time, which will affect the euro, showing an increase from a negative 34K up to a negative 5K, so that could be good news for the euro. Now at 5 a.m. Eastern, we have the Swiss releasing their CPI for January, showing a drop from negative 0.4% down to a negative 0.7%. Now the Eurozone has their consumer price index being released as well for January at 5 a.m. Eastern. Consensus on that is that it's edged up just a little bit from 1.6% up to 1.7%. Then we have the U.S. releasing their gross domestic product annualized at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on that one is that that it's held at 2.8%, which would be good news for the U.S. dollar. If it comes out even better than that, that would even be that much better. Now we have the Chinese releasing their PMI manufacturing for February. That's a little bit later in the day at 8 p.m. Eastern. Consensus on that one is that it's edged up from 50.5 up to 50.8. Okay, now with all that done, what are we looking for during this next session? Well, we have a double inside bar that was created, and we are definitely looking for the breakout of that. We were so close to the low here, about 6 pips away. I may be tempted just to go ahead and, instead of taking the traditional breakout, which would be here, go ahead and lower it just a little bit by 6 pips, so that hopefully it will keep us from having a false breakout there, and then looking for it to head to the downside. Now, how far to the downside? That is where we need to look at our charts. We have a good area of support, resistance, another area here. Let me go ahead and drop a trend line at that point. I do believe that we will see it go through that if it dips down and has a strong move to the downside. It may take a little more than one session, but nonetheless, I do believe that we could see it go down to that point. Basically looking to short around the 0.8928 area, putting a stop loss about 100 pips up from that, be right above this high at 0.9028, and then looking for it to come on down 152 pips, 154 pips, somewhere in that range, to 0.8772. So that is what I'm looking for during this next session. Hope that helps, and until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.